Hey B&B fam, buckle up because Wednesday, March 4th's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful is about to deliver one of the most gut-wrenching love triangle moments we've seen in ages. RJ and Electra are getting way too close thanks to Ivy's sneaky schemes, and poor Will is walking into a nightmare he never saw coming. Let's break it all down, step by step. No spoilers held back. If you're a die-hard fan like me, you know how these Forrester family dramas can twist your heart into knots, and this episode is no exception. We're talking heartbreak, manipulation, and explosive romantic fallout that will leave you reeling and begging for the next episode. So grab your popcorn, hit that like button if you're excited, and let's dive deep into this dramatic day at Forrester Creations and beyond. First things first, let's set the stage for why this episode feels like a powder keg ready to explode. The Bold and the Beautiful has always been about those intense family ties, forbidden romances, and the kind of betrayals that keep us glued to our screens. Remember back in the day with the original Forrester versus Spencer rivalries? Well, this modern twist with the younger generation, RJ, Electra, Will, and the meddling Ivy, feels like a fresh take on those classic themes. We've got RJ Forrester, played by the talented Brian Nicoletti, who's been evolving from the sweet, supportive cousin into someone with real romantic fire. Then there's Electra Forrester, brought to life by Linnea Grace, who's been navigating this emotional minefield with grace and vulnerability. Will Spencer, portrayed by Crew Morrow, is the heartbroken underdog we can't help but root for. And Ivy Forrester, Ashley Brewer at her scheming best, is the puppet master pulling all the strings. This episode picks up right where the tension left off, amplifying every misunderstanding into full-blown catastrophe. Let's start with Will Spencer, who's clearly at his breaking point. After all the recent misunderstandings, the arguments that escalated out of nowhere, the distance that's grown like a chasm between him and Electra, Will is struggling to make sense of it all. He's been feeling like everything's slipping away, like no matter what he does, he can't bridge that gap. In this episode, we see him finally tracking down Melissa Dillon, played by Sydney Bullock. Picture the scene. Will, looking utterly defeated with those sad eyes and slumped shoulders, confides in Dillon about his frustrations. He's pouring his heart out, talking about how he just can't seem to reach Electra anymore. The arguments replay in his mind, the cold silences, the way she seems to have shut him out completely. It's raw, it's real, and it's the kind of emotional vulnerability that makes B&B so addictive. Dillon, who's been this supportive figure in Will's life, and let's be honest, maybe a bit more interested than she's letting on, listens intently. She's not just nodding sympathetically, she's actively engaging, offering words of wisdom that hit home. "Don't give up yet," she might say, her voice soft but firm, urging Will to apologize or at least try to clear the air one more time. This moment is crucial because it shows Dillon's character depth. She's not some one-dimensional side character. She's got her own motivations bubbling under the surface. Fans have been buzzing about Dillon's growing feelings for Will, and this conversation feels like the perfect setup for something more. Is she genuinely helping, or is there a subtle play here to win him over? That's the beauty of B&B, layers upon layers of intent. But here's where it gets even more interesting and a little complicated. Dillon takes some responsibility in this heart-to-heart, admitting that her presence in Will's life has contributed to the issues with Electra. Think about it. The beach house drama, the optics of Will spending time with another woman, it's all added fuel to the fire. Dillon owns it, which makes her seem mature and self-aware, but it also plants seeds of doubt in Will's mind. He might start questioning if removing Dillon from the equation could fix things, and that's exactly what happens. Will floats the idea of an alternate living arrangement for her. Could he actually go to his dad, Bill Spencer, played by the legendary Don Diamond, and ask for help setting her up somewhere else? A cozy room in the Spencer mansion? A fresh start away from the beach house? Anything to eliminate what he sees as the obstacle blocking his path back to Electra. It's a desperate move, folks, and it screams just how much Will still cares. Even as the ground shifts beneath him, he's clinging to hope. Whatever resolution comes from that intense conversation with Dylan, maybe a tentative agreement, maybe more encouragement, Will's next stop is inevitable: Forrester Creations. He's heading back there partly to try and patch things up with Electra face to face, to have that make or break talk. But there's also something more symbolic driving him. He left his necklace behind. That necklace isn't just a piece of jewelry, it's a symbol of their connection, a token of the love they shared. Retrieving it feels like a last-ditch effort to hold on to what they had, to reclaim a piece of their happiness. But oh boy, the timing couldn't be worse. B&B loves these ironic twists, where characters walk into traps they never saw coming, and this is one for the books. Shifting gears now to the other side of this tangled web, Ivy Forrester. Oh, Ivy, where do we even begin? Her manipulation game is on another level, and in this episode, it reaches a fever pitch. She's been pulling strings like a master puppeteer, orchestrating events with a precision that's both admirable and terrifying. Let's recap her latest sabotage because it's key to understanding the chaos. After swiping Electra's heartfelt letter to Will, a letter that poured out her true feelings, her regrets, her desire to talk things through and maybe even reconcile, Ivy didn't just hide it. No, she replaced it with Will's broken necklace on the table. Genius-level sabotage, right? It's the kind of move that twists the knife without leaving fingerprints. Now, imagine Electra walking into that room, her heart heavy with anticipation. She's hoping Will has read the letter, that he's ready to respond. Instead, she sees the necklace snapped and discarded. From her perspective, it's crystal clear. Will read the letter, rejected her completely, and dramatically ripped off the necklace as a sign that it's over for good. No wonder she's devastated. There's no closure, just raw pain and the crushing belief that Will has moved on without a single word. Linnea Grace is going to nail this scene. Expect tears, trembling hands, maybe even a moment where Electra collapses into a chair, overwhelmed by the betrayal she thinks she's facing. It's heartbreaking, and it sets the stage for Ivy's next phase. With Electra vulnerable and reeling, Ivy doesn't waste a second. She orchestrates the perfect intervention by sending RJ straight to the Forrester showroom where she is. RJ, ever the supportive friend, or is it more? We've seen those lingering looks, those charged moments, doesn't hesitate. He pulls Electra into a comforting hug, wrapping his arms around her as she breaks down. The comfort starts innocently enough, but it quickly turns intense. Electra leans on him harder than ever, seeking solace in his presence. RJ, fueled by his own feelings and frustrations, vents about how badly he thinks Will has treated her. He calls out the supposed rejection, the lack of effort, painting Will as the villain in this story. The tension builds like a storm, emotions run high, and in a heated moment, RJ gives Electra a passionate kiss. Electra, caught off guard but swept up in the comfort and RJ's intensity, doesn't immediately pull away. It's a moment of weakness, a rebound fueled by hurt and Ivy's careful setup. But is it just a kiss or the start of something deeper? Brian Nicoletti and Linnea Grace have such great chemistry. This scene is going to sizzle on screen. Fans are already divided. Some ship RJ and Electra for their fresh energy. Others are Team Will all the way. Either way, this kiss is a game changer, amplifying the love triangle into full explosion mode. But Ivy isn't done meddling, not by a long shot. She sets up yet another devastating reveal, perhaps casually mentioning to Will that Electra was looking for him earlier, that she's been waiting in the showroom. It's a breadcrumb designed to lure him in, implying there's still a chance to talk, to fix things. Will, hopeful despite the mounting evidence against it, rushes in only to walk straight into the worst sight imaginable. There they are, RJ with his lips all over Electra, locked in that passionate embrace. Will freezes in the doorway, his heart shattering in real time. The betrayal hits like a freight train. From his perspective, Electra has moved on lightning fast. No explanation, no goodbye, just straight into another guy's arms. He has no idea about the stolen letter, no clue that Electra
Electra was desperately hoping for a real conversation, all he sees is her choosing RJ without giving him the courtesy of closure. It's brutal, it's unfair, and it's exactly what Ivy wanted. Crew Morrow is going to crush this reaction. Expect wide eyes, a dropped jaw, maybe even a staggered step back as the pain registers. This is the kind of moment that defines soap operas. The big reveal, the shattered illusions, and the raw emotion that leaves characters and viewers reeling. Ivy, watching from the shadows or hearing about it later, is thrilled. She believes she's finally torn Electra and Will apart for good. Her protection of Electra, rooted in whatever twisted logic she has about Will being wrong for her niece, has succeeded in her mind. But is this really protection or jealousy? Control? Fans have theories galore about Ivy's true motives, and this episode